Welcome back. And in this one, we need to talk about custom events. So when we update the parent component, the children will update too. And we know this because, we have an example right here. We have that rocket. If I update the name on the parent, the children will update. So right now, the flow is just one way. From parent to children, we update the parent, the children will update. But what if I want to update on the children and have an effect on the parent? Let's just give it a go. I'm gonna go to profile and let's say that I want to update the user last name, but I want to do it from here, from within here. I'm gonna go after the UL. I'm gonna create a line, why not? And then at the bottom, I'm gonna create a button, and this button will do something like change from and then child. Cool. And inside, I'm gonna create a function. We need to do this. We're gonna do click and then update and then last name, right? Because we want to update the last name. I'm going to copy the name of the function and I'm going to go right here. So const update last name, open and close, and then we want to do the updating. So, we are catching props. So we have the property right here, props. So it means that maybe I can access props and target what we want to change, maybe user last name. And now I'm going to change it to Jones, from Jones to, I don't know, something else. If I run this, what should we expect? I'm gonna click it in 3, 2, 1, and we don't get it. It says operation on key user last name failed. Target it's read only. So when we are working with props within the child, these ones are read only. We cannot update from here. We need to do something else, and that something else it's going to be emitting an event. Now you have other ways of doing this. This is the more traditional way, emitting an event. So inside my profile, every time I want to update the last name, I want to emit something. When we emit it, the parent, in this case the app.view, will be listening for that event that we will emit on the children, and it will affect whatever it is that we want to affect. So, okay, so let's do it. I'm going to go back to the profile, and I'm going to go right here at the top, at the beginning of the script. It could be anywhere, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to say const and then I'm going to create emit. So whenever we want to create an emitter, we need to define it. When we define it, the parent is going to be listening for these emitters, and we need to add a name. So update dash and last name. This is a convention. Whatever you want to do, action, and then to whatever property. So define emit, update last name. So now, instead of doing props user last name, what we can do is we use this emit, this instance that we are creating, and we say that we want to emit something. And let me just break it in multiple lines. Now the emitter needs two things. What is the key name of the emitter? The name in this case is update last name, and what is the value? So first, it's going to be what we want to use. What is the name of the emitter? So that's the first one. And second one is going to be the value. In this case, I want to change Jones from Jones to Mickelson. So I'm going to pass that. Update last name, that's the name of the emitter, and this is the value. Now still, if I do this, if I save it, reload the application, and I change from child, nothing really happens. Because remember, we are emitting something from the child. The parent needs to listen. But right now, the parent has no idea that we are emitting an event. How can we let the parent know? Well, we go to the component that is emitting the event, and we do act, and then we pass, or we just put the name of the thing that we are emitting. In this case, update last name. So we say update last name, and then equal to, and whatever it's going to happen when we get the emitter. In this case, remember, I want to update the last name. So I'm going to go here and say data dot, and we can do it in line from here, or maybe we can run a function. In this case, I'm just going to do data last name equals to, remember, we are passing right here the arguments, the value. So this one is going to be inside the $sign and event. So now we're going to trigger this update last name. The parent will be listening. We'll go to last name and catch the event, which is going to be the other last name. So I'm going to save it, and we're going to give it a go. I'm going to reload the application, and I'm going to press in 3, 2, 1. And if we do, we get Mickelson. So it's working. Now we can do something on the children and affect the parent reactive data or whatever property that you want to do. We can do this in line as well. Right now we are calling right here on the profile.view, we're calling a function that emits. But it's like an extra step. We are creating a function to emit something. So what we can do, and you know what, I'm gonna just chop it from here, and I'm gonna delete the function, just gonna delete it. And I can, when we click, we can emit directly. Emit, and it's the same thing, the name of the emitter and then the value. And if we run this, it's gonna still work. Change from child, we get the other last name. So another thing that we could do maybe is just trigger a function. Why not? I'm gonna go to the app.view, the parent, and then I'm gonna create a new one that says hello, and I'm gonna say hello. And this one is going to be equal to, and I want to add a function right here. I'm going to create alert hello. This is the name of my function. You can use whatever it is that you want. So say hello and alert hello. Now, I kind of need something on the profile.view to get this action. But first, I'm going to go here at the bottom. This is the name of the function. I'm going to go here and say const alert hello. And this is just going to be a very dumb function where we are going to alert hello when it gets called. And this is the point of this, just calling the function from the children, but the function lives within the parent, right? So, okay, so we are, listening for an event. So now I'm going to go to the profile and remember the name of the event, the emitter, say hello. I'm going to go to profile and I'm going to add a button. And you know what? I'm going to close this because right now it's just way too big. I'm gonna go here and create a button, and this button it's gonna say maybe hello, say hello, and I'm gonna add the onClick event, click, and when we do so, what we want to do, we want to emit. The parent needs to catch that say hello, and at the end, it's gonna run the function. That's what we need to do. So for this, we need to define the emit. I'm gonna do comma right here, open and close, and it's say hello. So now we are creating something that says say hello, and the parent, remember, it's listening for this emitter. So now let's say that say hello, it's gonna, be inside of a function. You don't need to, but I'm gonna do it that way. I'm gonna say const say hello, and say hello, it's equal to open and close. And remember, the point of this is emitting this event. So when we do, I'm gonna go emit and just open and close and just pass the say hello. Notice I'm not passing an argument because we don't need to in this case. I just want to trigger the function that lives within the parent, this one. So now the say hello is going to call that function, run this say hello function. When we do so, oh, made a mistake. There we go. When we do so, this function is going to emit the say hello event, and the say hello is going to go to the parent. It's going to catch it and run the function that lives within the parent. Let's give it a go. I'm going to reload the application. And if I say hello, and we get it. We get the alert that, again, lives in the parent. So this is, again, the other way that we get to communicate between components, just passing props or communicating between children and parent by using emitters. Now, we have other ways to do this. And we also have state management with Pinia, right? But we are not ready yet. We can talk about Pinia much, much later.